always think you're bulletproof. You know, of course, you're young.
The men and women in blue, bulletproof and brave. At least that's how many of us see them. They're parked on the side of the road or pull up behind you in what's known as the most recognizable patrol car in the country.
He just loved being a state trooper. He loved the excitement, the adventures.
You're not too happy when they give you a speeding ticket.
You have your driver's license, your proof of insurance registration.
But feel overwhelmed with gratitude.
They reach their hand out to you and they thank you.
When they pull your child from a burning car. Paul Butterfield Jr. knew that was his calling.
Originally, he wanted to study accounting.
Those were Paul's plans upon graduating from Bridgeport High School, a Class A cross-country state champion and a wrestler.
I remember the year before he won the state cross-country championship, he finished like third or fourth, and I remember walking off the field and he says, next year I'm going to win this. And he did.
That helped him earn a track and cross-country scholarship at the University of Tennessee. He was just a few credits short of graduation when he felt called to serve his country.
He called me up and said, I've joined the Army. He says, I scored really high on my testing, and I says, well, what'd you pick? He says, infantry. I says, oh, wise choice, you know.
For 3 years, he was stationed in Hawaii.
Did a stint over in Haiti. They said, you know, you don't have to go because you're in charge of the team. He says, no, that's my job, and he was dedicated like that.
After the Army, Paul was interested in federal law enforcement, but his dad discouraged that. A state trooper himself for 26 years, he knew that path would take his son far from home. He had Paul meet with a Michigan State Police recruiter.
Paul is the kind of guy that he's going to figure it out on his own.
During his time as a trooper, Paul Sr. worked everywhere from Bridgeport to Pontiac, to a promotion that would take him to the Flint post as a desk sergeant.
I filled him a little bit on a recruit school because it's not everybody makes it through there.
Paul Jr. started in Manistee. That post closed, and he ended up in Hart. He had everything, a promising career as a state trooper, a love for the outdoors, and for wine. That's how he met Jennifer Cielski, his future wife, at a local wine shop where she worked.
They fell in love, and in fact, they were going to get married here this coming fall.
The couple would take their dogs to Pentwater or to the Butterfield Cottage in the UP to hike and mountain bike. They bought a beautiful home in Manistee to build their life together.
I would say once a week anyways, we were talking. In fact, my birthday was September 5th. It was 4 days before he was killed. And he had called me on my birthday, you know. That was really the last time I got a chance to talk to him.
The retired state trooper was proud of his son, who chose to follow in his footsteps and serve his community.
We found out some things that he did that when he was on the road that we never knew happened, you know, like he's stopping a lady who was suspended and took her to buy groceries, you know, and arresting a guy, but he went back and fed his pets, and, you know, but he never told us stuff like that.
Paul even thought of transferring to the Saginaw post, putting him closer to family, but his parents thought that would be too dangerous. The evening of September 9th, 2013, 2 police officers, also friends of the family, knocked on the door of the Butterfield home.
It didn't even register, you know. Steve told me Paul's been shot, but that's all we knew.
Paul also knew his wound was to the head, but refused to think his brave son wouldn't make it.
You know, maybe it's just a glancing blow or something like that, and then got there and found out how devastating the injury was.
I'm Sarah Simnich reporting for 9 and 10 News at 6.